Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. Welcome back to my playthrough of Call of Duty World at War. We're continuing the Soviet campaign, Blood and Iron. Command a T-34 Soviet tank to knock out the last German defense line protecting Berlin. Okay, let's do it.
We have lost many brave men, but their sacrifice is not in vain. Our tanks now form a line of steel so powerful that all German resistance...
You see that number, 100,000 versus a million? That number is true.
Today, we will watch as Seelow falls, along with all those foolish enough to stand in our way.
Brave comrades of the 3rd Shock Army, today we lay waste to the German line. Push forward to the train station. Dmitri!
I love the soundtrack in this mission. This is the final phase of the Battle of Seelow Heights. The Germans are going to get completely overrun.
On the horizon. First 88, southwest. They will be the first to burn this day. Fire the flamethrower.
Black 88.
The first of many, my friend. Second 88 on the hill, southwest. 2 down.
Got it.
Get moving. German armor. Turn right.
Panther.
Don't just sit there, Dmitri. And left of us. Hurry, Dmitri. And
Got it.
straight ahead. 2 more 88 southwest.
The enemies even throw grenades at you when you're in a tank.
Enemy tanks, turn left.
Oh, it's a King Tiger. That's not a Panther. Okay.
What are you waiting for? Get us out of here! Infantry transport! Straight ahead! Blow it to pieces! Shoot! Destroy the tower! Straight ahead! More Panzerschreck fire! Take them all out! Turn right!
Another flak.
Good work, comrade! Only one left! Excellent work!
There we go.
Attentive, comrade! Push forward and obliterate the massive radio tower! Onward! Follow the road to the northwest!
Boom. And the Battle of Seelow Heights lasted April 16 to April 19. And this is pretty accurate terrain for what Seelow Heights looked like. Like, parts of it were very flatlands fields, but others were foresty areas with, like, these hilly areas. And I'll have some pictures of what the area of Seelow Heights actually looks like in real life, where the battles actually took place. But you're probably wondering, if the Red Army had over 1 million troops and the Germans only had 100,000, so they were outnumbered 10 to 1, why did it take the Red Army 3 days to take Seelow Heights? Well, because they had a few setbacks. When the Battle of Seelow Heights happened, the Red Army used 9,000 artillery guns right at the start of the battle, and they started bombarding the German positions, one of the largest bombardments of the war. What happened is, the second that the artillery started, the Germans actually fell back from their initial position, so they actually retreated back the second the artillery came in. Now, the Soviets, because they were rushing, they didn't have as many spotters in the area as they wanted to. If they took their time and they waited more, they could have got better positions for their artillery, but they were basically thinking that the artillery was bombing the Germans the entire time, but the Germans had already pulled back from the area, so they wasted thousands of shells, and they bombed an area that largely did not have soldiers in it. And what this did to the area was, it created so many, ditches, mud, oh, we got a panther coming up. The area was just, so bombarded, muddy, and so many ditches, and when vehicles later tried to come in through this, they were actually got stuck in the mud and they got stuck in the ditches, and the Germans actually went back to their initial positions. They used these ditches as cover, and then they fortified their trenches, and they attacked, counterattacked the Soviets. So that's basically why. It was the Soviet artillery actually hurt the Soviets more than helped them. It also didn't help that Konev and Zhukov were having a race to get to Berlin. They were competing to see who could get to Berlin first. When it's not a competition, it's the lives of your soldiers is what's the most important.
Another tank! Straight ahead!
Tank destroyed, okay.
Shoot! Fire!
There we go. Tank Tiger destroyed.
Good hunting!
Now take down the radio tower. There we go, look at that.
More Panzerschreck fire! Take them all out! Straight ahead!
Also, the thing is, though, is that Hitler at this time was actually raging in his bunker, and he was so furious about Seelow Heights falling, and he was calling the German soldiers cowards, but in reality, the defense they gave at Seelow Heights was the most fierce defense that they could have given. They were outnumbered 10-1, and even despite that, they resisted so much. But it was, in Hitler's eyes, it was always in Hitler's eyes, it was always everyone else was to blame except him. So it was always the soldiers' fault, the general's fault. It was never he made any kind of mistakes. But Hitler didn't seem to understand why they couldn't hold Seelow Heights. Now think about that. Is that you don't have to be a military expert to know that 100,000 soldiers are not going to last against 1 million soldiers. You don't have to be a military genius to know that. But that's how delusional Hitler was. He thought that they were going to resist and turn the Soviet army around.
Enemy tanks! Straight ahead! There! We will prepare for the final push to the train station! Fire now!
Man, those Panzer Shreks get actually more annoying than the enemy tanks you have to deal with.
Destroy the tower! Straight ahead! Fire! Fire!
Got him. waiting for a tank to heal here.
Right of us!
Okay, final assault. Here we go.
Enemy tanks! Straight ahead! The train station is within our grasp, and our planes rain them from above!
This is a really stupid place to have a military base. Even though you control the area above it, you should not have terrain like a base right underneath it, because if the enemy takes the first base, they're just gonna rain down hell on you. This is a really bad position.
Keep tighter! Straight ahead! Fire now! Fire now! Shoot!
The Soviets also lost over 700 tanks at Seelow Heights. The total casualties for the battle, it was like 10 to 12,000 for the Germans and over 30 to 33,000 for the Soviets. The Soviets took a lot of unnecessary casualties because of just how they were rushing through the battle. But ultimately, it was just overwhelming force.
Fire! Fire!
There we go, it's over.
До свидания! Comrades! A great victory is ours! On to Berlin! Hurrah! Fortune smiles on us! In Berlin, the Germans will truly see what they have unleashed. In the midst of all the blood, the bullets, and the dead, I found that an old friend was still very much alive. Dmitri Petrenko. I saw this man cheat death, time after time at the siege of Stalingrad. As long as he lives, the heart of this army cannot be broken. He makes us all proud.
With the line at Seelow now broken, nothing stands between the Red Army and Berlin.
Yeah, Germany has no chance of winning at this point. They had no chance of winning by 1943, but Berlin, it's over.
Every day, we carve deeper into German territory. Every day, fear and desperation erode the
45,000 Wehrmacht soldiers, 40,000 civilian soldiers, Volkssturm, against 2.5 million Soviet soldiers. They're screwed. They have no chance.
On your feet! On the Fuhrer's birthday, a barrage of Katushka rockets will tear Berlin to pieces! With your bullets, with your bayonets, with your bare hands! Do the same to their wretched soldiers!
Also, a quick thing I wanted to say here. When he says a barrage of Katyusha rockets are going to destroy the Berlin on the Führer's birthday, he's talking about the Soviet rockets that are launched from those trucks. I'm probably not pronouncing them correctly, but I will have them on the screen. But those rockets can actually fire really quickly, and if they hit an area, they can really do a lot of damage really quickly. But the second thing is that he said on the Führer's birthday. So Hitler's birthday is on April 20th. And the thing is, though, is that that's actually one of the reasons that the Red Army was also pushing, is Stalin wanted to get to Berlin by Hitler's birthday. And the Hitler was if you want to know what was happening with Hitler at this time, Hitler was actually in his bunker in Berlin, and he actually got woke up at 9 o'clock in the morning. Hitler would typically wake up actually pretty late in the day, like 10 a.m., 11 a.m., sometimes even 12 p.m. And he got woken up at 9 o'clock in the morning by a Soviet artillery barrage on Berlin. So this is actually what was happening at this time.
Burgdorf, was ist los? Woher kommt die Schießerei?
Mein Führer, darf ich Ihnen zum Geburtstag gratulieren? Mein Führer, das Zentrum von Berlin steht unter Artilleriebeschuss. Granaten sind in dichter Folge am Brandenburger Tor, am Reichstag und bis hin zum Bahnhof Friedrichstraße eingeschlagen.
Von wo kommt der Beschuss?
Mein Führer, wir haben noch keine Meldung. Ich spreche gerade mit Koller.
Koller, geben Sie mir Koller. Koller, Sie wissen, dass Berlin unter Artilleriefeuer liegt.
Nein.
Ja, sagen Sie. Hören Sie den Beschuss nicht?
Nein, ich bin in Wildpark Werder.
Riesige Aufregung in der Stadt. Die Russen sollen eine Eisenbahnbrücke über die Oder haben.
Der Feind hat keine Eisenbahnbatterie an der Oder. Es handelt sich hier nicht um Fernfeuer. Der Divisionsgefechtsstand der Flak am Zoobunker meldet, dass es sich hier um Geschütze nur des Kalibers 10 bis 12 Zentimeter handelt. Die russische Batterie ist bei Marzahn in Stellung gegangen.
Das sind ja nur 12 Kilometer bis zum Stadtkern. Ist der Russe schon so nah? Man müsste die ganze Luftwaffenführung sofort aufhängen! Das ist unerhört. Unerhört. Der Russe steht 12 Kilometer vom Stadtkern. Und ich erfahre das sozusagen auf Nachfrage.
Mein Führer, vielleicht handelt es sich ja wirklich um Fernfeuer. Sie erwähnten eine Eisenbahnbrücke über die Oder.
Ach, Unsinn!
That's from the movie Downfall, which is actually a really good movie that I recommend people watch. I think it's still free to watch on YouTube, so check it out. But anyways, about that is Hitler actually went right back to sleep after that. So you see how delusional Hitler was. And also that quote, when Hitler tells Koller at the end, the entire Luftwaffe, the German Air Force, that they should be hanged, is that the German Air Force had nothing left. Is that Hitler was so delusional. He saw all this on paper, and he thought that he had all this, but in reality, he didn't. It's what he had on paper was very different than what was in the field. So he was extremely delusional. He thought that they could still defeat the Soviet Union. He thought that victory was still possible, that they could mount some kind of defense where they would turn the entire Red Army around. And when Hitler actually said the Luftwaffe leadership should be hanged, he did say that, but he said that the day after that phone call. So he didn't say it on the same day. So that's one little historical inaccuracy in the movie. But other than that, it is a pretty accurate movie. But that's basically what's happening. Is Hitler was in his bunker at this time, and he was raging about the offensives.
Keep moving! Get ahead! Move up with the tanks! Use them for cover!
Okay.
Right away!
Private Wojcik, that sounded to me kind of like a Polish name. But anyways, a lot of the Red Army soldiers have had their names and their nationalities changed. So you'll see like nationalities from the Central Asian countries. You will see nationalities from the Baltics. The historical accuracy mod does a pretty good job.
The rats are everywhere! Clear every building! More on the upper floor!
We're using the Ring of Steel historical accuracy mod now. Again, I will link these mods down below if you guys want to check them out. These guys here, these are Fallschirmjägers, German paratroopers.
MG! Stay in cover! Panzerschreck! Panzerschreck, fire!
Get rid of the Panzerschrecks, and also the T-34s are going to move up. Yep, there they are.
Enemy machine gun! Yes! Watch for Panzerschrecks!
They're retreating.
Yes! Nazi troops! German infantry approaching! Communists! Move forward, comrades! This way! Into the building! Upstairs! Sergeant! There are survivors! These animals raped and marauded their way through the motherland without mercy! They deserve none in return!
So, in this part, do not kill the wounded German soldiers. The soldiers that are wounded from this, don't kill them. Because if you do kill them, you will get the bad ending.
On your feet!
Right here, you can actually see a war crime happening.
Face us, you cowards!
Look.
Nein! Bitte! Wir geben uns! Bitte! Bitte! Ich bitte Sie!
So this is what people don't understand. I had a lot of comments of people telling me that oh, you know, this game is glorifying the Red Army and glorifying like the Soviet government, but this game is just showing what the Eastern Front in reality was and the horror of the Eastern Front. And while World at War shows that there was good people in the Red Army like Chernov who helped, you know, defeat the Nazis and, you know, weren't bad people, weren't war criminals. There are times in the game where it actually shows us how brutal the Soviets were, and that's a war crime what they did there. You can't do something like that. Those guys surrendered. And the last guy survived and they still executed him. So, and there's more scenes just like that. But don't kill the surrendering Germans in that part, because you can also get the bad ending. But if you want to get the truly good ending, you cannot kill any surrendering Germans. There's gonna be a few parts in the game where you get that. But this very much was a real thing that was happening when the Red Army was actually pushing through Germany. There was a lot of prisoners of war that had gotten executed. This happened, but also the same thing also happened in the Soviet Union. In the Soviet Union, many German soldiers did not take Soviet prisoners and would just execute them. So there was mass executions of prisoners on both sides in the Eastern Front. And the Eastern Front was such a horrible front that they also targeted medics. So German soldiers would target Soviet medics, and Soviet soldiers would target German medics. So the Eastern Front was just such horror. This is the multiplayer map. You guys recognize it's the Asylum?
Make your way into the asylum! Hunt them down in whatever corner they hide!
About to run out of ammo. Oh, okay, got some more.
This place
really
reeks of nightmares and madness, but only the insane would stand against us.
Kind of creepy making a mission in an insane asylum.
This way, upstairs! Dmitri, grab a shotgun. We will be killing at close quarters. Keep moving!
Double-barreled shotgun, okay.
Shh! Do you hear something? No. That is why I am suspicious. Move carefully, comrades.
There's an ambush right there. Yep. I think Sanitator means medic in German.
Move forward! German troops!
Crap.
Dimitri, get on that MG! Use their own weapons against them.
Damn. Yeah, I just took too much damage there too quickly.
Dimitri, get on that MG! Use their own weapons against them. There! On the roof! Kill them all! We are nearby! Pick them up! One by one! Get rid of it! Grenade! Get down! Fight cover! Easy! We need a medic! Good hunting. Let's move. Of course. This way. Coming in for Get ready.
So again, you have the Volksturm here, this is the historical accuracy mod. These guys aren't soldiers, they're technically soldiers, they got drafted, but they're civilians who had gotten drafted into the German army with barely any military experience.
Take it out! Without question! wurde getroffen!
I was behind the sandbags. Okay, that was a bit weird there, but...
MG has the hallway covered! Dimitri, take it out! Keep your head down! Sowjetische Truppen! Es ist over for you! Hilfe! wurde getroffen!
I think you can just shoot through the walls on this part.
Okay, ich hab's im Griff! Hier! Eine Granate! Hier! They're coming! With the sandbags! Of
Okay, they're falling back.
I can see them! Covering! Mother border! Los jetzt! Enemy troops approaching! Da draußen wimmelt es noch von Zielen! Taking fire! Find cover! Comrades, our tanks are now advancing!
Oh, here we go. It's the best part of the mission now.
Incoming!
You can jump in the turret. You know, I played this game for so many years as a kid, and I didn't even know you could jump in the turret. Oh yeah, it's over. This is the downfall of Nazi Germany, last few days of it. Okay, so that's pretty much it. We'll wrap it up here. On the next part, we'll be doing two of the best missions in the game, Eviction and Black Cats, which is probably the best American mission in the Pacific also. But yeah, one other thing I forgot to mention, what the historical accuracy mod does, the Ring of Steel mod, and also we're using the Ring of Steel in the Fall of Berlin, the Pacific mod, and also Vendetta Darkest of Days. What these mods do is that the Reichstag that you see at the very end of that mission, when you see the Reichstag German Parliament building at the very end of the street, it's taken out, and the reason for that is because you're not supposed to see the Reichstag from the suburbs of Berlin. So that was specifically taken out there to make it a bit more historically accurate. But thank you guys for watching. I'll have the next part out for you guys as soon as I can. Hope you guys enjoy this part. If you did, do drop a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.